Alright, so for my review type thing of this map, I just want to say first, I'm recording this before the Easter egg has been found. I'm recording this on Monday the 12th, and people have only found like the first step of the Easter egg, so right now I might not know everything. I don't know what the boss fight is. I know what the room looks like because people have found it in theater mode, but I don't know if there's any kind of secret elemental weapons or whatever, so I'm just going to review the map as though there are no elemental weapons or any kind of hidden weapons or anything. So this is just remember, this is before the Easter egg, alright? So, Revelations, this is it, this is the ultimate conclusion to zombies. So, how did Treyarch pull off this thing? I would say this is overall a pretty great map. There's a lot of things I like. I'm going to go through it in depth. So first off, I'm going to go with some things that I really like about the map. First off, map design. I love how they've taken old parts of maps. They haven't just like reused parts. They've actually like you can tell that they've remade parts like Kino. You can tell it's like the same place, but it's still like completely redesigned in a way. So like everything looks way newer, and like there's like different stuff on the stage, and some parts of the where you sit on top, that has like fallen down. You can get up to the projector room without using the teleporter or anything. It's pretty, like, it's still way different, but it's still Kino, so they did that with a lot of maps, and I think that's pretty great. I think the map that's been like the least modified is probably Horizon. Like Varrock, half of it is missing. Shangri-La is just like a little part. Most maps have been changed quite a bit. Like Origins and the paths connecting Generator 2 and Generator 3 are kind of like mixed together. I like how they've mixed everything together. It's not just like copy paste, except for Horizon. Horizon's a little copy paste with some extra rooms here and there, but still, I really like how they did it, and I love the new parts of this map too. Like you got the house part, which is pretty generic, but it's just the starting room. It's a good starting room. It has everything you need. I love how you can go from three different places right from the starting room. You go to Noct or Origins or what's on the other side? Shangri-La. So that's pretty great, and the fact that you can get the Noct right away, and the fact that you can get Juggernaut literally round 2 or 3, depending on how you get lucky with points or whatever. That is great. I just love it when you can get Juggernaut so early on. It's just fantastic. Another great thing about how this map is designed is it feels like every island has its own training spot, and also the fact that every island is pretty easy to remember. Like this is one of the easiest maps to learn, I would say. Like Gorod Krovi was really, that was probably like the worst one because most of it was just a bunch of buildings and they all looked the same and everything. But and then like Zetsubu was a little hard because it's all just kind of forest. Dryasn was pretty easy to learn, but this map is pretty easy. I don't know if it's just because I know like I can recognize all the different parts and remember where they are, but like I don't know if as a new Zombies player if you would have that much trouble. I think it's a pretty easy map to remember. I mean, it's just once you get the idea of that it's just 4 islands and then in the middle is Noct and all the portals, once you know what direction every island is, every portal is in, then it's really easy to remember where everything is, which is great. I love that. But like I was saying before, the perk placement on this map, I think it's really good. Like no, actually, no, I wasn't talking about that even. I was talking about another great thing about how this map is designed is it feels like every island has its own training spot, and also the fact that every island is pretty easy to remember. Like this is one of the easiest maps to learn, I would say. Like Gorod Krovi was really, that was probably like the worst one because most of it was just a bunch of buildings and they all looked the same and everything. But and then like Zetsubu was a little hard because it's all just kind of forest. Dryasn was pretty easy to learn, but this map is pretty easy. I don't know if it's just because I know like I can recognize all the different parts and remember where they are, but like I don't know if as a new Zombies player if you would have that much trouble. I think it's a pretty easy map to remember. I mean, it's just once you get the idea of that it's just 4 islands and then in the middle is Noct and all the portals, once you know what direction every island is, every portal is in, then it's really easy to remember where everything is, which is great. I love that. I love how every island has good training spots. Like Noct, you can train upstairs or in the mystery box room if you really want to. In the Horizon Island, you can train in the Horizon basement area, which I wouldn't recommend because it's got that big wall beside the pyramid that's just in the way. Or you could train in Kino, that's there. And then on the Varrock Island, there's a nice training spot like right outside the portal area there. I love training there. And then on the Origins Island, Mob of the Dead one, that one doesn't so much have a training spot. I mean, you can train around the Generator 3 where the mystery box is, but I don't know. I mean, you can manage it, but it's not the greatest. And then on what was the last island? The house island. Yeah, you can do some pretty good training there. I mean, it's not like optimal, but you know, you can make it work for quite a bit. Okay, well now that I think about it, maybe not every island has a great training spot, but you know, there's something there. It's not like you're on this island, you're totally doomed, alright? Plus, getting from one island to another is really easy. Now, as far as perk placement goes, I'd say it's pretty great here. Like I said at the beginning, or not at the beginning, but earlier, Jug is right in Knock. You can literally get to it in round 2, or you could get to it in round 1. But I mean, yeah, if you want to buy it, actually. But the fact that that's there, like right at the beginning, is great, and it's right at Knock, like which is basically just the center of the map. That's also great. And so you got Speed Cola is in Varrock, which, well, it's a little odd that they put it downstairs in Varrock instead of upstairs where it was originally, but you know, whatever, map design, who cares. And Double Tap is in Origins. Like all the 4 main perks are all on different islands. The house is on, I mean, Quick Revive is on the house. And one thing that's great about this is Widow's Wine actually has its own machine in this map, which it's about goddamn time that they do that, because I hate using the freaking Wonder Fizz thing to get what is arguably top 4 perks. Like, seriously, I'd usually rather have Widow's Wine I'd rather have Widow's Wine than Double Tap or Speed Cola. I mean, depending on what weapon I use, especially on this map with the 2 Wonder Weapons, which I'll talk about later. But the fact that Widow's Wine has its own machine is great, and I still wish they had machines for all the other perks, and also kind of sucks that no other perks came back. They still got the same 9 perks since Shadows. Wait, not Shadows. What map? Dry Island Rock. I'm pretty sure it was the first one to have all those 9 perks. I don't think Shadows had Electric Cherry or like Deadshot. I don't think so. Maybe. So overall on the perks, I mean, the perk placement is good. I mean, you also got Mule Kick and Mob of the Dead, but perk placement is good. I just wish they had more perk machines and brought back maybe a perk or 2. Like, I would have loved to see Vulture Aid or PhD, but whatever. Not like those were like super OP amazing perks anyways, so I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Who knows, maybe they're in the Easter egg. Probably not, but one can dream. Now, let's talk about weapons. Now, weapons are my favorite part of zombies. It's basically like why I play. I love using crazy, wacky, super overpowered weapons. It's just my favorite thing. And this map was like I said, right now the Easter egg hasn't been solved. But so far, assuming there are no extra weapons in the Easter egg, this map was honestly disappointing. And I know I can explain. First off, here's the thing: we've got at least like 2 Wonder Weapons per map, right? Like in Shadows, we got the Apothicon Servant and the Sword, which I don't know if you'd count the Sword as a Wonder Weapon or not. I would. And then in the Giant, we got the Annihilator, which is literally just copy-paste from the multiplayer. But still, it's there. And we got the Wonder Waff, which came back. But, you know, the Giant's a remake, whatever. And then in Horizon, we got like 6 Wonder Weapons. We got the normal bow, the 4 elemental bows, the Ragnaroks, and I believe that's it. And I'm pretty sure you can't count the Plunger as a freaking Wonder Weapon. And then in Zetsubu, we got 3 technically, the KT4, the upgraded KT4, the Skull of Nansapwe. We also got the Spider Bait weapon, which was cool. I don't know if you'd count that or not, but it was there. And then in Gurad, we got the GKZ and the, what was it, Gauntlet of Siegfried. Coolest weapon ever, by the way. So, and there was nothing else on this map, right? Yeah, no, Gurad didn't have anything else. So every map has had at least 2 new Wonder Weapons up to this point, except this map. I guess the main Wonder Weapon of this map is the Apothicon Servant, and you can upgrade it now, but like, we already saw the Apothicon Servant, and the upgraded version is basically just the same thing, but more powerful, so I wouldn't count that as like an acceptable excuse for a Wonder Weapon. And we got the Thunder Gun, which it's really cool that it's back, I love that, but it's not, yet we've seen the Thunder Gun so many times already. I mean, not so many times, but we've seen it already. We know what the Thunder Gun is. That's another, that doesn't count as a Wonder Weapon, like a new Wonder Weapon for me, right? That's just another excuse. So, and for special weapon, they just took the Ragnaroks from Horizon, which is weird. Like, if they're gonna bring back one of those weapons, I thought at least like the Skull of Nansapwe, because that was really good. But I mean, I like the Ragnaroks, but again, it's just not new, and it just kind of sucks. It's like, oh great, final map, the conclusion of zombies, and no new wonder weapons, which are like the #1 staple of zombies. But whatever, they got some cool weapons. By the way, Apothicon, Servant, and Thunder Gun are like the 2 most overpowered guns in all of zombies, and you can have them at the same time. So it's a little, getting to high rounds is kind of super easy on this map, especially with some of the spots that people have found. Like, people have found spots where zombies will spawn so fast that you can literally get above 50 kills with 1 shot from the Servant. So you get max ammo so fast that you can literally just keep shooting the Servant over and over and make it to round 80. In fact, I did that, and my game froze, but it's so easy. Literally anybody could do that. So that, I mean, it's, again, wonder weapons are kind of like an optional thing, so you know, whatever. But like, I want a new wonder weapon. I'm hoping there's something in the Easter egg. I'm hoping the staffs come back, but for now, I'm just a little disappointed. Now, as far as things that I don't like about the map, there's of course the no wonder weapons, which, I mean, no wonder weapons, I mean, no new wonder weapon, there's no new perks, so that kind of sucks. Also, I think there are just too many enemies in this map. Like, during a round, you can have a Margwa, a Panzer, Keepers, Zombies, and Furies at the same time, and that's not even when you're in the giant Apothicon thing there. That can happen if you're playing 2 players or more. They can have Margwas and Panzers can spawn at the same time, which I think is just a little too much. Like, I mean, 2 Margwas at the same time, okay, or like 2 Panzers, but like mixing it up like that, like, it's interesting, but like, if they're gonna spawn more than 1 boss at the same time, then I just tone down the Furies and the Keepers, because the Furies are so annoying to deal with. Like, they're just the most distracting thing ever. They knock down the zombies, they take your Widow's Vine grenades all the time. Those guys are just super annoying. They're cool for like the ritual altar things you have to do to open the portals, but other than that, they're just annoying and they're not fun to deal with at all. Just really wish they weren't in the map. Another thing I should talk about are glitches on this map. Now, if you're watching this in the future, of course, you know, they'll most likely be all fixed, but I've had a few things happen to me. Like, I've had the game freeze twice. One time on round 80 solo, and one time on round 38, I think, playing split screen co-op. So, I mean, that's just really annoying. I hope they fix that soon. I just want to get the high rounds and not have to worry about that, but oh well, I hope they fix that. And also, I've had it happen to me twice, where you get the Samantha's Curse thing, where they take away all your points and weapons and everything. I've had that happen to me twice for no reason, just one being revived. One time it was when I was playing with a friend, and I revived him, and then he just lost everything. Then one time it happened to me when I was playing, and I have no clue why it happens. It only seems to happen like once a game, pretty early on, or I guess it just depends whenever someone dies, but yeah, I don't know why that happens. It's really annoying. I mean, at least it happens early and not later, so the weapons you have aren't really that good, but still, starting like that just kind of sucks. I don't know why that happens. Another thing that really bothers me about this map is kind of the way all these enemies mix together. Like, when you're fighting a Panzer, it's the most annoying thing ever, because the Panzer, his flamethrower is kind of designed to, like, damage you just enough to not kill you, but when you mix that with all the parasites and the Furies who could be attacking you at the same time, then you just die so many times because of all these bosses and all these attacks that you can't really dodge that well, unless you're like constantly, unless you like move and like kind of get behind cover enough, and like it's just annoying to deal with. It's like the worst, most annoying way to go down is get flamethrowered by a Panzer, then have like 2 Furies hit you, or if you're inside the big Apothicon, have like 2 parasites hit you, and then you're just like, that's so annoying. I hate the way these enemies mix together. Like, the Panzer was designed for Der Eisen, where you're only fighting zombies and a Hellhound, which Hellhounds can easily be stopped just with the shield, or you can just kill them in like 2 shots because the Hellhounds in this game are so goddamn weak. Also, a little disappointed that the Hellhounds aren't in this map. Maybe they are in the Easter egg, but like, you know, you think for the conclusion of zombies you'd bring back Hellhounds, like maybe they only spawn on Kino, right? That would be cool, or maybe only like every 20 rounds or something, but oh well, that's like whatever. But that pretty much concludes my review type thing, or whatever you want to call this. Not really a review, because calling it a review is kind of like makes it seem like it's all professional and stuff, you know, even though it's not really. It's just my thoughts on this map. Overall, this is probably my favorite or second favorite map in Black Ops 3. I love the weapons, even though there's no new ones, which sucks, but I love the weapons. I love all of the references and stuff. Overall, I think this is a great way to end zombies. From a gameplay standpoint, of course, from a story standpoint, we still have to wait for the Easter egg to be solved. But from a gameplay standpoint, they've done a great job here. Now we just have to wait for the Easter egg. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Alright, so the Origins Easter egg took about 2 to 3 days for the community to figure out. The Shadows of Evil one took about a week. The Horizons Rock one took about 4 days, I think. The Gorod Krovi one was like 4 or 5 days. And Zetsubu was like a day. So we'll see how long it takes for the community to get this one.